Ancient Egyptians invented a calendar, which causes a form of writing called hieroglyphics, and developed the papyrus, paper made from the papyrus plant. Foremost among their achievements, however, were the pyramids, tombs of the kings of Giza, including the Great Sphinx, which have been designated as one of the 7 wonders of the world. Other impressive structures were 2 Egyptian temples built by King Ramses II, c. 1250 BC. At Abu Simbel, the ruins and tombs at Abydos, and a complex of shrines and temples of Karnak, part of the site of the former Thebes. One of the oldest civilizations in the world, Egypt from 5000 to 3000 BC along the Nile, which flows into the Mediterranean Sea. Civilizations lasted until 332 BC. The ancient Egyptians made many different types of achievements in a variety of topics. They had their own written language, and they had a number system. On all their most important achievements for us would probably be the obelisks. They help us understand the daily life of ancient Egyptians. Obelisks were monuments of the pharaohs do for themselves so that, after death, then they must be stored. The obelisks were extremely high, at least 70 feet high. They were not made only for pharaohs, however, the others were too, they just were not as elaborate or ornate than the pharaohs. On the obelisks were stories about what the person/pharaoh had done, as the great battles that helped win pharaoh. These types of significant achievements and inventions like the obelisks really help to go far in learning about ancient achievements. The Egyptians made many inventions that were important for us to learn how they lived and what they did. Their writing system was very important to us when we learned. This is called hieroglyphics. He started over 5,000 years, and was used by the institution pictures. When we learned, he helped us to better study them because they speak to around former writings how they lived. Another important invention is that they have mummification. It was important for us because their process of mummification of bodies retained long enough to where we found them and we could study them. The mummification process was important for them because they believed that after your death, you went to the afterlife. However, they believed the only way you could go in life after you had to be mummified. They also put people into gold, food, clothing and other necessities to the grave with them so they can carry it on in the afterlife with them. Some of the topics they have made achievements were medicine, astronomy and mathematics. Medicine is a very important achievement, because they had better ways to treat people. In 2700 AD the world loosened earlier known was performed by Imhotep in Egypt. In 1700, they had the ECB early diagnostic medicine in Egypt. In their astronomical achievements they have realized when the flood occurred and they planned for it. This is very important, agriculture-wise, because by knowing when the floods came, they knew when to grow crops. After the flood, the soil becomes very fertile and easy to plow. They also divided the year into 12 months, 30 days of each month and 5 days of celebration. They also made a solar calendar. They also had some mathematical achievements and these achievements are important and probably increased their education. In 2700 BC, they had the first fully developed base 10 numeration. Then in 1300 BC, they had about 2 algebraic equations. They had very nice building and artistic achievements as well. They made gigantic pyramids. The first was not as advanced or large. They made the pyramids with steps on first, then they argued over the pyramids as the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramids were used as tombs for the dead. There were many rooms in the tomb that housed the coffins of mummies, pottery, luxury goods, gold, food and others. They put things like food and gold in the graves because they thought the deceased would be placed at the afterlife. Their artistic achievements have helped us a lot in learning about them. They painted pictures on the walls of tombs of what they did in their daily life such as agriculture. Over time, they made more elaborate things like jewelry and pottery. They made their statues of pharaohs and gods and goddesses that they believe in. All these things that the Egyptians did, whether the language or art, it really helped us learn more about how they lived, what they did, and they were a great civilization.